Hey, what's going on, guys? Ryan Woodard here, WGU computer science student, and today I've passed my second assessment for Web Development Foundations. But first, coffee. Okay, let's get started. So I've taken my second objective assessment and I've passed it for the Web Development Foundations course. The post-assessment practice tests are very helpful. I would just strongly recommend to go through those tests. And then once you finish the 4 practice assessment tests, there's also an additional mastery test that you can take that has over 300 question items on it. And what's kind of unique about that test versus the other tests is that that mastery test presents your questions in random sorting, and it starts with chapter 1, and you kind of have to progress through each of the modules that you took throughout the course. As you're progressing through each of those, it'll randomize the questions from that first module, and then you slowly work your way into the second, third, and then any subsequent modules. You have to get the question right 3 times in a row to get a mastery of it before it'll unlock, newer questions for you. And that is how you're going to progress through that practice test that you can take. Maybe you've never done web development, or you just feel like you want more practice with some of the concepts. This is a test that anyone can definitely pass with just, the right amount of review and studying the material, and then again, passing practice tests. Now that I'm done with that course, I have 2 more courses to finish to be done with the first term. What that leaves for my schedule is I now have about 3 weeks to finish both Calculus 1 and Network and Security Foundations. Now, my strategy for going through those is continue to take those simultaneously. The Network and Securities course, as I mentioned in an earlier video, it's very technical. So if you're able to study and cram that, then you should do that and try and just get through it as fast as possible. If you're anything like me, then maybe you can't do that. So it helps to be able to work on something else when you feel like your mind just can't handle any more additional technical information. Calculus 1 course I'm taking, it's pretty in-depth. I don't want to say it's hard course, but it's definitely different than taking an in-person calculus course. And when you're taking class in person, the teacher usually guides you and focuses. With this, you don't really have that, so you're learning like all the things you can learn about calculus. So there's just going to be a lot of material to learn, but I don't think it's anything that anyone can't learn. And with all the additional support that you can get through WGU and even outside of WGU, either going through Khan Academy or just YouTubing a specific thing you might not understand, there's plenty of resources out there that you should definitely tap into if you find that you are struggling with that. But I think once I can take the pre-assessment on either of those tests, then I can kind of give an update on my progress on those courses, but that probably won't be for about 2 weeks. In the meantime, though, look at specific job titles or job roles that you can get with a computer science degree, and to start talking about some of the programming languages that are associated with each of those different skills. So for instance, maybe if you're a front-end web developer, you're going to want to learn HTML, CSS, vanilla JavaScript, and then you're going to want to progress to a framework of JavaScript, either React, Angular, Node.js, and a data scientist, you're going to be learning Tableau, you're going to be learning R, Python, and specifically how to use those, and maybe even some of the resources that I've seen and been able to come across just in my investigation of these different job titles. That will hopefully help some of you who are going through the program start thinking about maybe what you want to do once you've earned this Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. There's an old Georgia State professor that used to say, don't let school get in the way of your education. And I think that's very much going to apply in this. So I think we're going to get a very broad skill set. We're going to learn, I think, Java or C#. I can't remember. I'd have to go back to my degree plan and read about what the scripting and programming foundations was. But I think we're going to learn like Java or C#. Obviously, like the web development foundations, we learned HTML and CSS. For front-end web developers, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which are the foundation of web development. So if we're not going to have an opportunity in school to learn JavaScript and you want to become a front-end web developer, start learning as you have time. You don't need to master it today, but just start learning some of the constructs of JavaScript and how it applies to web design. And that will definitely help you, I think, by the time you graduate, especially if you start making your own websites that are fully dynamic with, JavaScript programming built into them. That's just going to help you be able to land the jobs you want to get. Because obviously, if you're going through this degree, you know that these are really in-demand jobs. They pay very great. And I just think that any information you can have to really help you get in the direction that you want to go to or suited for, is just going to be helpful for you. So I think that that's what I'm going to be doing starting in the next week, the first of those episodes. And those will be kind of just spread throughout as I'm working towards getting my assessments. And then as I can complete my assessments, I'll just continue the same format of, hey, here I passed this or I didn't pass this. Here's what I thought was hard about it. Here's what I thought was okay about it. Maybe any tips or suggestions as I'm going through these courses. But if there's anything else you think you might want to learn while I've got this downtime, feel free to comment or ask anything below. You can like, subscribe, comment. And yeah, I think that's it for today. I'll see you guys next time.